Welcome to a new episode of Is It What It Seems or Is It Anything Else? I am Jorge Díaz, your host, and today I invite you on a very special adventure. In this episode, we step into the endless snowfall of the Eternaut. It is more than science fiction, it is a powerful metaphor of resistance and, of course, unity. Join me as we dive into its mysteries and hidden messages, uncovering lingering secrets. Take a cup of coffee, close the window, and let the snow fall. Our journey through reality, myth, and science fiction starts now. Beyond the tremendous effort behind the production, the shoot itself lasted about 7 intense months, covering 148 full days of filming. But the real question is, what did it mean to you, to me, as a viewer? More than just a tale of aliens and invasion, the Eternaut offers a profound look at Argentine national identity. Every episode, except for the first, takes its title from a song by an Argentine artist, which I find especially striking considering the work's exceptional quality. It was almost certain to reach beyond Argentine's borders. I will save the most important symbol for the last. Let's return to the music. So the question is, who are the artists behind the songs that gave their titles to episodes 2 through 6? Episode 2, Salgan al Sol, Out into the Sun, by Billy Bond y La Pesada del Rock and Roll, which was an Argentine rock band from the 70s. Episode 3, El Magnetismo, Magnetism, from the Argentine rock group Él Mató a un Policía Motorizado. Episode 4, Credo, Creed. The episode takes its name from the song from Mercedes Sosa, one of the Argentine's most powerful and emblematic voices. Episode 5, Paisaje, Landscape, inspired by the song made famous by Gilda, an icon of Argentine cumbia. The song was originally composed and sung by Italian artist Franco Simone in 1979 on his album Paisaggio, which became a huge hit across Latin America, especially in Argentina, and was later interpreted by Gilda and Vicentico. Beyond the finale, songs by Manal appear in 2 key moments in episode 1, Noche de Truco, Truco, Nights. Juan Salvo sings No Pibe inside a car, marking the first connection with 17th Argentine rock. Then in episode 6, Jugo de Tomate Frío, Cold Tomato Juice, also by Manal, the song plays during a high-intensity scene just before the train impact as cars begin to fly through the air. And it doesn't stop there. Throughout the series, we hear music from other legendary Argentine artists, people who branded the nation's culture in fire and iron. Papo, Pescado Rabioso, and more. Needless to say, Truco, the traditional card game, carries deep national symbolism. Nearly every Argentine has lived a stage of life where Truco became the excuse to gather with friends, parents, relatives on lazy Sunday afternoons or pizza nights. But Truco is more than just the game itself. It is a bridge back to those intense moments that shaped our lives, a reconnection with our roots. And I could say that in a world determined to make us forget where we come from, Truco is like going back home. For me, it goes back a Sunday afternoon in the Lanús neighborhood when my parents and their friends played Truco from 3 o'clock right after lunch until well into the night. Yes, I know, I can see your expressions at this moment, and I guess you want me to teach you how to play Truco. Is that correct? Okay, let's roll. What comes first? We got a little issue here. You'll need a Spanish deck of cards, 40 cards, 4 suits, swords, espadas, clubs, bastos, cups, copas, and coins, oros. And here's the tricky part. These days, with so little mainstream interest in Hispanic culture and even some tension around immigration and deportations, it could be a little bit tricky to get a deck of Spanish cards in the US. Okay, but do you have the cards? Alright, great. So let's start. The top dogs are the big 4. Ace of Swords, Ancho de Espadas. Ace of Clubs, Ancho de Basto. 7 of Swords, 7 de espadas, 7 of coins, 7 de oro. Those two sevens are called de bravos. Next come all the threes, followed by the twos, and then the ones. At the very bottom of the ladder are the fours. In Argentina, we even say someone is un cuatro de copas when they are not exactly a key player, basically a nobody. Surely you've heard the word envido during that first episode of the Eternaut. But before explaining the envido, we are going to take a musical break with the song Let's Preserve the Nature. I always say that music is one of my passions, and having the chance to share, record and broadcast my own musical project, it's really amazing. So here's the song I just mentioned. When it finishes, we will continue with the explanation of Truco, and here's the band X369 EX369 and the song Let's Preserve the Nature.
It's really great, this planet is magic, it is our home, the place where we live. So let's do something to preserve the nature. So let's do something, it will be too late for millions of children and the future, the face that fills the stars. Me and you, the highest mountains, the sky all blue, our children's faces, a savage bird. If we do nothing, we'll all disappear. It's really amazing, the freshness of valleys, those mountains always under pouring rain. So let's do something to preserve the nature. Let's hurry, fellas, or it'll be too late. So let's do something or it'll be all in vain.
Okay, here we are again, and if I remember correctly, I have to explain what the envido is, right? What is envido? Well, when you have two cards of the same suit, swords, coins, caps, or claps, you add their face values. For example, a 3 and a 5 give you 8. To that total, you add 20, so now you have 28. That's the envido. One player sings envido, that's what we call it. Declaring it, right? Okay, we say sing it. The other can answer no quiero, I don't want it, or quiero, I want it, or even push back with dijiste envido, you said envido, which doubles the bet to what we call envido, worth 4 points if you win. The challenger can keep going with real envido, and in the most extreme case, falta envido. Falta, envido, is basically a bet for almost the whole game, specifically for as many points as your opponent still needs to reach the winning total. Because of that risk, you only call falta, and yes, we say sing the falta, even though we are not actually singing, when you have at least 31 points. You could bluff with 25, it's okay, but if the other side says quiero and accepts, you will probably lose. Okay, and now the truco itself. This is where the real bluffing begins. After the envido round, we move on to the truco. The goal is to win 2 of the 3 tricks. Each trick is a single card played by each player. Highest ranking card wins that trick. But here's the twist. If you don't just play your cards, you talk. One player can call out truco to challenge the others and raise the round's value. The opponent can accept quiero, I want it. Play continues for 2 points instead of 1. But you can also say no quiero, you decline. Round ends. The challenger scores 1 point. But you can also re-raise quiero retruco. Now it's worth 3 points. The first player can accept or push again with vale cuatro, quiero vale cuatro, for 4 points. In truco, what starts as a simple hand of cards quickly becomes a tense showdown, a real test of nerve, almost a psychological face-off, where it's all about nerve and strategy, a mental standoff played with a wink of irony. You might have a weak hand and still shout truco, just to scare the other side into folding. Bluffing is half of the fun. Remember the ranking we've talked about: aces, sevens, threes, twos, ones, and so on? Okay, that's the hierarchy that decides each trick. Whoever wins 2 tricks first takes the round and the points that were agreed upon after all the shouting. So that's truco, part poker style bluff, part fast card play, part Argentine street theater. So grab a mate, a deck of Spanish cards if you can find one, and a friend willing to talk trash. Now you are ready to bring a little Buenos Aires to your game night, since you already know how to play truco. Okay, we are ready to keep going, but what can I say about the Torino? It was born in 1966 and manufactured entirely in Argentina. The Ica Torino blended power design and a distinctive style, making it stand out on both city streets and open road. Even today, people keep these cars alive, maintaining, repairing, and driving them. They are not just for collectors, they are meant to be enjoyed. Back in its prime, the Torino raced in Turismo Carretera, and that sporting soul, it is still felt in its handling. It continues to stand as a living symbol of Argentine identity, handed down from one generation to the next. The FAL, light automatic rifle, accompanied Argentina for many years. Every Argentine who went through mandatory military service, abolished in 1994, remembers the FAL as the weapon. While the FAL is common in armed forces around the world, in Argentina it became a symbol of conscription itself, linking many of us to a shared history. The Eternaut represents 2 strong ideas: the triumph of collective actions over self-interest, and the strength found in unity and teamwork, providing that together any obstacle can be overcome. This isn't just a story about an alien invasion. What we see is a people coming together to resist an enemy far greater than themselves. With the main character being a veteran of Malvinas, Malvinas make their presence felt. The series doesn't shy away from it, directly incorporating the conflict into Argentine's story of struggle and resistance. It is an especially powerful symbol, one that goes beyond politics and ideology. In that moment, there is only a single unifying emotion. Courageously and effectively, the series brings the Malvinas War to the forefront. If the aim was to share that history with the world, I believe it succeeds completely and forcefully. But beyond that purpose, it naturally stirs the Argentine collective memory, evoking images and figures from that era. Whether intentionally or not, the Eternaut shines a light on a crucial chapter in the nation's history. The alien invasion is just a metaphor, a way to talk about resistance to any form of oppression or domination, even from global powers. In a country accustomed to immense challenges, that sense of resistance is visceral. The series captures the feeling of being cornered by a far larger enemy, yet refusing to surrender. It is remarkable how a story of this type, full of aliens and action, can be so deeply connected to Argentine reality here. Science fiction isn't mere fantasy, it is a way to connect with our values, our history, our identity, and our determination not to submit to imposed authority. The collected hero, the strength in us. This symbol is vital throughout the series. One of the most powerful messages of the Eternaut is that the hero, it is not a lone savior with special powers. The hero is the group itself, a community that comes together supporting one another in the face of danger. This breaks from the classic lone hero model so common in films and TV. Here, ordinary people, without grand gestures, through small, everyday actions make the difference. Beyond Juan Salvo's leadership, unity itself generates the strength, turning the old saying into reality. Unity makes strength. Collaboration and teamwork allows us to reach higher goals and overcome challenges because the power of a group always exceeds the sum of individual efforts. The collective hero is the we that rises when danger emerges and personal ego diminishes. It is built on solidarity, trust, and shared responsibility. Everyone contributes what they can. The caretaker, the organizer, the one who dares to venture outside. And even if today it might seem that idea has been lost, I can affirm that solidarity remains part of the Argentine essence. No one is a solitary hero, just many people pursuing the same objective. I am Jorge Díaz, and that's our journey through the Eternaut today. The series offers countless symbols, but for me it delivers one message, loud and clear. Please remember. And to finish, we close with the powerful song Hey You, Mr. President. Thanks for listening and stay curious.
Your crimes. If you bite, and I'll bite you back, and all the world will end up hurt. My friend, God gave you a brain. If you use it, we got a chance. If you don't, you'll learn to dance. Help your neighbors with their people, and they'll help you with yours. Use your money to feed your children, keep them growing in good shape. Come with me through this door, you will see where we all go. Famine, murder, rapes and pain, if we don't stop this train. Big war, let's stop it right now, before it starts. Your duty, it is the world.